Or bunny.
We here.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Reality Life Games podcast. We are here with Vince and Karlene, and we're going to be discussing the merge episode and the second merge episode. I don't know the numbers; don't come for me. But that's fine. We've got Karlene back because we had some technical difficulties last time. So we're going to listen to how Karlene's game went for Karlene, and yeah, excited.
Oh, is Karlene frozen?
Oh no, not again.
As I mentioned last time, I've got a list of things.
Oh no.
Are we good? Is it frozen?
You're there, sort of. No, you're okay now.
Yeah, okay. Karlene, I think you're a bit lagging. I think you're back. You also flipped the other way. Oh, you're mute. Are you mute?
It's so weird. As soon as we go live,
Yeah, it just stops working.
maybe this means Karlene should be on another season, so we can get it.
How's that?
Oh, that's a bit better.
Yeah, that's better.
This is my evil plan to get on every week.
We're happy to have you every week, Karlene.
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, I'd love to have you. No, perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
You can hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a lag?
No.
There might be on your end, but we can hear you perfectly fine.
I had to go back and get my notes. My list of shit I did wrong.
All right, hit us with it, Karlene. We want to know.
It's a long list.
That's okay.
My very first thing I did wrong was I showed my cards too early, and I think that's something we can all be aware of when we play. When we did our first challenge, we were way behind the other team, and we managed to.
Oh no. Sorry, Karlene, if you can hear us, you keep cutting in and out again. Can you connect to like mobile data for like 5 minutes, or do you not have enough? Would that work better? Yeah, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear you. We can't try Zoom because this is
it's a streaming platform.
That doesn't allow to do anything else.
Yeah.
All right. Karlene, you can go back. You can just happy to join anytime. It's just maybe the connection is just in and out. So if you click on the link again and join it will be better. I hope.
Yeah. I think the next thing we could try is taking her off video and just try having voice.
Or we can do a special one where we like pre-record in Zoom and.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
but it just won't be on this platform, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that didn't go to plan, but that's fine.
I'm waiting Karlene's thing to appear because it's still kind of there's no video in that.
It's so weird. As soon as we go live, she just cuts out. Okay. So should we talk about what we've been doing the last 2 weeks? So
Yeah,
Wow.
you want to go ahead?
yeah. So essentially, I'm in isolation at the moment, which is okay. It's fine. It is what it is. But we had a Melbourne Survivor trial game on the weekend just gone, which me and Vince and Ashley were planning. So we've been very busy with that. Hence why we weren't here last week, but we're here now. So today we're going to be discussing the merge episode and the episode after the merge. I don't know the numbers. Don't come for me.
It's
just-
7 and 8.
7 and 8. There you go.
Yeah.
You sure it's 7?
Yes, I'm on the actual. Oh wait, no. 6 and 7. Sorry,
It's 6 and 7. Yeah.
Okay, Karlene's
Yeah.
back, and we're just gonna add her and see where we go.
We'll see how this goes.
Karlene, hi.
Hey.
Okay,
Hi.
this is better.
I'm here. Is it working?
Yes.
Holy hell.
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully, I get to stay here this time. Whoa.
All right.
Excellent. So, what I was talking about, if you can hear me now, was the fact that I showed people that I knew the game, talked about the game, and came up with a really quick strategy in that early, in our first little challenge. We were way behind, and I thought of a strategy for us to cheat really quick, which meant that we ended up winning. And when a couple of really good players like Ashley, when I explained what we should do, you just saw the penny drop and she went, oh fuck, how'd you think of that? And I think it put a target on me. Early in the game, when you're looking for targets more than you're looking for friends, it's not a smart move.
Yep.
It's actually really quite dumb. So we may have gone to tribal council had we not won. So I mean, it's a good move to win a challenge, but maybe be cleverer about hiding how you win. Which brings me to the next mistake I made, which was thinking that everybody thinks the same as you.
Oh, no, it happened again. Karlene, you cut off the audio as well.
Your audio's cut off.
Your
We
audio's
can't
cut
hear
off.
you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. No. I think we should do maybe a special sort of recording or something like that we can play at the start of the next episode or something like that. Sorry, I feel horrible. But she is right though. About showing your cards way too early. In a game like this, especially because it's so short. You show any type of strategy early on, people are gonna be like, oh, they understand the game. That's a reason to get them out later down the track. And yeah. Dan, I think you're just gonna have to put her on another season. I think that's the only way we can get.
Would you mind liaise with Karlene, and then we can do a special Zoom and we put it on the next. We can put it on and the Survivor Canberra group. We can try to work out if we can put it at the beginning of the next.
Maybe we can record a Zoom meeting with Karlene.
Yes.
And then we can put it onto the Canberra page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
And
deserves.
if people have any questions, if anybody has any questions for Karlene or for that Zoom, give me a message and I'll make sure I write them down. We ask Karlene in the Zoom about that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, should we talk about the merge episode?
Yes. How much do you remember?
Well, the night we watched this episode, it was very loud, and there was a lot of screaming and talking, so we didn't hear much. However, you didn't need to really hear much this episode because you could see everything. In my eyes, anyway.
Well, there's two things that stood out. 2 pointy things.
2 pointy things that stood out. That's for sure. But no, I think we should talk about. Obviously, we get there, and the first merge boot is Isaac.
Yeah.
Which not really a boot. Just didn't turn up on the day. Don't know if sick or hungover or don't know what the story is.
Well, probably
probably
the same thing what we did on last Friday night.
Yeah, it could be hungover. I'm gonna go with Isaac was hungover. I don't know though. I don't know what type of guy Isaac is, but yeah. So he's gone. What's your thoughts of somebody just not turning up?
I do know the story, but I don't know if I can tell it.
Don't tell it. That's fine. We'll wait. We might have Isaac next week as well. I'm in discussion.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Great. What do you mean? I think it is a quit, but it's because they do have to go back because the weather. So it's kind of unfortunate that that he misses out. He probably shouldn't stay at home, I guess, at that time, but so it's fine. So hopefully I hope that he can go back and learn and then come back and play again. I hope in the next future seasons.
Do you think, because clearly there's a question, I think, within the community, not even the players and stuff, do you think production could have brought somebody back? Or do you think production should have just left it as is and then went from where they went to? What's your thoughts?
I think you should just leave it as it is. There's no need to get someone back because it's kind of like what it's like, like if anyone who watched RuPaul Drag Race, it's kind of like people just come back for no reason. Like there should be a reason for people to come back. If they really
but there would be though. There is an argument there though. There is the argument of like somebody hasn't turned up today. Let's add somebody back in. I know that was my initial thought because I just thought of Karlene. I'm like, Isaac's gone. Bring Karlene back. I want to see her again.
No, but you can't just say calling you back. It has to be fair for everyone that that got voted out pre-merge, and
fair.
Maybe they should have another challenge for like a battle bag situation that allowed to everyone to come back. But I do heard that not many people returned the next day as well. So that is another sort of factor. I don't know if you can just because this person showed up the next day, let's just put him back in or put her back in.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's kind of fair. Because that has to be the common knowledge going into the game.
Yeah, I feel like you could put out the hand and say let's have a battle back challenge, or if they knew before they were going home that night that he wouldn't return, then we could have done a battle back challenge then or something like that. I don't know.
No,
that's just my opinion. Like everyone has their own opinion.
I mean, on the comment you say Aston's only pre-merge on day 2, so automatically it goes to him.
Yeah, chuck him in. Good on you, Aston. Good job.
I don't think that's the way to go. And Ash would also agree. She's a cast member. It really does fuck up. It really does screw up a lot of people gameplay as well. So you can't just chuck it in like that. You have to be really consider all the outcomes.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but I do agree that the right move was just to let it go and let it move forward. I just feel icky. I feel icky about it. That's all.
I think they're already running out of time anyway, so I think it's a good thing that they.
It probably makes the rest of the day a lot easier with one less round, right? Yeah. All right. I did forget about Emily. Sorry, Emily. So after we see this, they get put into their merge, and they get a really ugly neon green color that I'm not a fan of as the merge color.
Oh, okay. I don't even remember the color. Well, I'm colorblind, to be honest, so it doesn't really stood up to me. That's fair.
What's your thoughts going into this now with Isaac gone? Because obviously Red's one down now. We've got a 5-4 split with old red, old blue. Do you think that changes things? Because there's not really 6 anymore.
Yeah, because it's opened up game a little bit more because now it's 5-4. Is the 5 going to stay strong? Or is the 4 going to stay strong? But we ended up seeing the 5 kind of did stay strong. I can't, it's just really better. But yeah, and then voted out one of the 4. So yeah, it does change things. So I wonder if as it's there'd be more numbers, people were more likely to flip as well because it's not like 5-4, but if it's 6-4, there's a more the leeway to if we vote out one person, we still 5-4 in the next round or something like that.
Yeah, I think it adds. I think having like less numbers, so one person can't flip over and stuff like that, adds like so much more dynamics. Because now, if one out of the 5 flips, it goes 5-4 the other way. So like only having one extra makes the flip really possible. And actually makes it a lot easier for blue, I think, to get further into the merge.
Well,
when
it
there's
depends.
an
Well,
flip.
I get what you're saying, but I also feel like it's harder to flip when you 5-4 because you don't want to be on the bottom of the 4, especially unless you have prior relationship or like you're really, really in the bottom. So there's no need to, there's no need to flip. Whereas 6-4, you can kind of let's open up. 2 people can jump over, and then you still like you're not gonna be the bottom, I guess, if you're the one.
Yeah, but you don't feel like because Ash has already flipped and taken out one of her reds, you don't feel like she potentially could have just been like, okay, I'm going to work with the blue now. They trust me.
Well, it's
but
only one vote.
does that like affect anybody's game, or do you think it helps anybody at all?
No, I think the blue is gonna screw. I think they really want to get rid of the blue. I think that maybe their plan is like maybe get blue to like 3 members or 2 members. Then everyone's gonna jump shit and then take out the old red.
If you were in the game, which 2 people would you take out of blue if you had the option?
I would take out Jeremy. And I would take out Brad.
Yeah. I think that's the smartest thing to take out.
Yeah, those 2 are the biggest sort of game player, I think. No offense to Alex and Dom, but those 2 have a higher threat level.
I would also take them out as well because they're the 2 most likely to win challenges. I feel in that blue. So like getting rid of both of them like potential challenge threats so they don't win immunity down the line would make most sense. Clearly we don't see that happen this episode. So clearly Jeremy and Brad are pulling rank somewhere. What's your thoughts about this vote and where it's going to go? Well, let's talk about the challenge first. Because it's before the vote. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't remember anything, Vince. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna have to remind Vince everything about this episode. So this episode is where they have the ball on the balance board and
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. Obviously we see Keegan win. Shock horror. He's been deemed the challenge threat going into the merge, and he wins the first challenge. Do you think the old blue tribe, which was the tribe swap blue tribe with like Charlene, Hoppo, Jeremy, and Dom. Was it Dom? No, not Dom.
No,
somebody else.
I don't know.
Somebody else. I can't remember.
No, just
anyway. Do you think? Yeah. Do you think they've made the wrong decision here?
About what?
About not taking Keegan out earlier. After he's just won the first.
Well, no, because Keegan's always been a big target. So as you can see, he got voted out so quickly, right after. Like as long as he doesn't win any immunities, he's gone. So I think they do. Sorry, win. So you can see, I don't think they made a bad choice at all. Because if Keegan doesn't win that one, I think he's gone as well on that merge episode.
You think so though? Even with the 5-4, like you don't think they'd want to like go down to 3-5 and like control the number still? Like in my eyes, that's what I would do. I would keep him just one more round, but I also don't think I would have him at the merge if I had the option.
It really depends because Karlene will be the one pushing Keegan to stay, but I don't know where everyone heads at. at this point because like Keegan's been taken out of the equation, so no one's going to talk about him. So it'll be interesting to hear what everyone thinks, because I think the blue were going to come for him. Obviously,
Yeah.
It's down to like Ash and like Hopper and Charlene to think, or Ben to think that's the right time to take Keegan out because he's going to win all the immunities.
Yeah. When they go pick up their boards, we see Brad and Alex find a parchment underneath the board. Did they draw for these spots? Were they random? Did they just walk up to one?
I think based on the impression, I think it's a random, like, sort of, you go like wherever you want to go stand there. But I like the idea to put 2 clues in 2 different spots, so that creates sort of, some moves usually in this kind of game, there's only 1 clue, and that person who just happened to be there got it. So I think this is a really interesting twist. You have 2 people know where's it and have the same clue, and then potentially have drama to, they can work together, or they can, fight it out. So I really like this kind of twist.
Yeah, I think having like multiple clues to the same end result like makes things so interesting, because you have like 2 or 3 people going out there to search when there's strategy meant to be done. We see Brad find whatever the clue said, and it actually was an extra vote, which actually ties things up as far as the vote goes now. So it's actually a 5-5 split going into this tribal.
What? Sorry?
There's an extra vote that Brad got. Yeah, and there's a 5-5 split going.
Oh, can I just ask? Is that the only tribal they can use, or like this? Is it? What does it say? Like, is it...
I don't think we saw it, but I'm pretty sure it'd be like Final 5. I'm pretty sure it'd be Final 5.
Yeah.
Do you think now's the right time to play it to try and gain control? Because you're gonna go into the next vote still down.
Yeah.
You'll be even. You'll be even. So be 4-4. Like, even if it works, but the extra vote doesn't actually get to the next section. I think Vince is drunk, Hoppo.
No, I'm not. I'm drinking water. No, it's just that I don't remember that much from that episode. I'm sorry, I don't have a time to actually go back and look at it because I've been working a lot, so I'm really sorry. But I do watch a new episode.
All right, that's fine. I was even there with you when we watched this episode. How do you not remember any of this?
There are a lot of things I don't remember that night, as you can see. Anyway, let's just focus. So
yeah, I am.
So it's the extra votes expired on Final 5. I don't think it's a good idea to use it to make it 5-5. It doesn't make sense to me. And then especially when you're not in the vote as well, you're not in the target. So maybe he can save it to like more like, especially, well, we're talking about the newest episode when they split into 4. That will be way more powerful than using it on the 5.
Correct. Yeah. Well, it also doesn't work in the tied vote situation as well. So like you don't get another vote.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was. Yeah, I wonder if that was explained. I wonder if it was like when you got there, he's like, "Oh, you don't have it," and it's like, "Oh, okay, well, this is pointless," and I wasted it. Once we talk to Brad, it'd be good to find out. Potentially, I think Brad's winning this game anyway. But that's fine. I think that's pretty much everyone's consensus. I hope the edit proves this wrong. I really like when the edit proves this wrong. But yeah, so we get to tribal. There's talks of Charlene. There's talks of Dom. Do you think these names are the right names?
Well, coming before that, I was saying like Charlene was in a really good spot. So I was really surprised that she was thrown under the bus.
Me too.
And I don't know why. I mean, I don't remember why her name's brought up, but I also don't know why Dom's name's been brought up.
So her name was brought up simply due to the fact that she was like super likable,
and
everyone loves her. And I know why now. I met her in person, love it. I understand. I understand. yeah, pretty much. He seems untrustworthy. He's like in Brad's pocket. You know, um, yeah, and I'm assuming that's why they've targeted Dom on that accord. We do, however, see a bit of a flip in this vote. And I'm just trying to work out who. So we see the extra vote played.
Mm-hmm.
But there's. So Hoppo ends up voting with the original red. Okay. Kusha's close to Keegan. Okay. Yeah.
Hoppo voted with
So
Dom
we
on
see
the-
Hoppo. No, so Hoppo voted with red on the first vote, and it actually tied the vote up 5-5. So there was a talk
What?
before Tribal Council that Brett Hoppo was going to work with Dom and
Yeah.
work with the blue and vote out Charlene.
Yeah.
And Hoppo's going against that word, blah, 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 blah. As you do in Survivor, it's not really a shock horror that, he voted with his original tribe. I don't think anybody should be shocked by that. But yeah, and so we see the split vote 5-5 on Charlene and Dom. Dom then goes on a rampage. Takes off his top.
Yeah. And
Do you
it's
wanna-
because
do you
of
wanna demonstrate?
idol. Because I think he said Charlene has an idol in her jacket or something. And then that's
Yeah.
why he said, I don't have anything to hide. Let me just rip my shirt off in the cold weather.
What's your thoughts on that? Was it for the
I-
cameras? In my eyes, it was for the cameras. I don't see Dom ever doing that in person, personally, but I don't know.
Well, he's gonna come in like 4 minutes, so I don't know.
We'll find out. He might be 10 minutes late. That's what he just said.
I don't get it. I think I would repeat what Alex said. I just don't know what's going on. Alex was really, really pissed, and that's why she flipped her vote at the end. So I think Dom has no one else to blame for himself for his
Do you
outing,
take-
so-
Like, obviously, Alex didn't know Survivor that well before she jumped in and played. Do you think that way of voting, like emotionally voting at last minute, is a good strategy, or do you think it was a bad idea?
I don't know. I think I don't think there's a strategy into it because Alex is more of an emotional, more like gut instinct, more like personal relationship kind of person. So if she feels that's the right thing to do, then it's the right move for her.
We see Hoppo obviously flip the vote, and he votes Charlene that round as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's just scared of rocks, or was he like, okay, I'll work with blue now?
I don't know. I think Hoppo was saying. I think. I actually have no idea why he flipped. So Hoppo, do you want to leave a comment there? Why do you flip? It doesn't make sense as well. Why would you? There was never going to be rocks because.
Oh yeah, the numbers are right. Yeah, that's 3 and 4. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But it's why I don't know why he flipped again. So like this season is like everyone just flip like last minute. I just don't understand the reasoning behind it. So if Hoppo can clear that up, that will be great. On the comments, I can put it on screen. So why do you think Hoppo?
Yeah. Well, I think he flipped to Charlene because he feels like he's not on the top of like the red alliance. And it sort of makes sense for him to start taking them down a peg.
Okay, I have a question with that. So why don't he flip in the first place? Why the second vote?
Well, I assume he maybe thought somebody else was going to vote the way of blue. So maybe somebody like Ash or something like that. I am not him. Yeah, he thought he may need Dom after all.
He might need Dom after all, but isn't it a bit too late that you think you might need him after you voted for him in the first vote? So what happened in between that you think?
I mean, they get 15. They get like 15 minutes.
Okay, so he said, I thought the revote numbers would be on Charlene, didn't know Alex was flipping. So who's gonna, okay, let's just break it down. Who's gonna vote for Charlene? So Alex is gonna vote for Charlene, Brad's gonna vote for Charlene, Jeremy's
Jeremy.
gonna vote for Charlene. So that's
That's three. And then he would add Ash, Keegan, and who else is on red?
Keegan, Ben.
Ash, Keegan, and Ben would vote for old mate, Dom.
Yeah.
And then that would have left Brennan in the middle to flip whichever way you wanted to go.
Okay. So is that right? Is that numbers right? Am I doing it right correctly?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So essentially,
no, it's 6.
There's seven votes. There's 7 votes. And it's 3-3, and Hoppo was in the middle, so Hoppo could have chose which way he wanted to go.
Okay, yeah. Well, interesting words were we keen to find out what happened afterwards. So this is a drama. I promise you, we're gonna talk about the drama. So Revo 3. Yeah. So that would be,
and that would have been Hoppo's move, I guess.
Yeah.
To take out Charlene, which would have been a good move. I think though, I don't know if it's the right thing though. Like, I'm just trying to work out, like, if you do feel on the bottom of your alliance, flip on them for sure. Like, there's no point keeping them around. Yeah, no, maybe not first vote. I would go second vote.
But why? I don't get it. He doesn't know the extra vote, so it wouldn't go for a second. It won't go for a revote anyway. He doesn't. I don't know. I'm not sure if he was aware.
I think if Brad shared a bit more info with Hoppo, I think it could have worked more beneficially in the future. However, they don't know what happens in the next episode. Like the 2 tribals of 4, like that was like never discussed at all. That was never a thought. So I feel like you sometimes have to be ready for the game to just swap in a second.
Yeah, no. I think my problem is, like, if he's gonna flip regardless, why not do it in the first place? Because the outcome, it's better. Like, you guarantee Charlene's gone instead of hoping of a tie, but without the knowledge of the extra vote. So it's kind of like he changed his mind last minute. So it's kind of the theme with what people voting in Canberra season 1. People would just change.
Well, like I said before, that they have 15 minutes for all his strategy talk, pretty much. They don't get long.
Yeah. So
but however, they did have the whole night before to like dissect it in their brains. So I think these merge votes are always interesting though, regardless of like how long, how short the time is. These merge votes always like dictate where alliances sit. They always dictate like who's running the game as well. Hoppo had a big chance here, I think, to make a massive move and take out Charlene.
He didn't at the end. So I mean, he did, but it didn't pan out. If he would have worked on the first, if he would have voted for Charlene in the first vote, that's his move to claim. But because he didn't, so unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, this game's like not. There's no correct way to play, as well.
We have Dom on the line. Just waiting his connection to get better. I don't know what's happening in Canberra. They are on the internet connection. It's not that great. So
that's okay. We have Keegan later, who doesn't live in Canberra, so we'll get a good internet connection from.
Dom, I think we're just waiting on your it's your camera working, because we don't have your camera on yet. So once
also Dom, please leave your shirt on.
No, we want to see the nips. Let's promise the viewers some nips. Some pepperoni.
We've seen enough. We've seen enough.
I don't know if it's working. Dom, can you hear us?
No, he's not on yet.
Okay. If you're having trouble, just exit and then click the link again. Yeah. What? It's not.
He's Italian. You can't say You can't say pepperoni. He's Italian. Surely pants off this time. Probably for Dom.
Oh, not ready yet. I'm sorry. Dom is not ready yet. Sorry. He's taking his shirt off. So we
Yeah,
will
maybe
go-
he's grabbing the croissants that he ran and grabbed after he
Oh,
got voted
yes.
off.
Yes. Okay, so quickly before we jump into John, what kill, marry, kiss on this episode? Who do you kill?
Dom.
Yeah, me, same. But just the shirt thing.
He literally ended his own game.
Yeah, it's an. I wish her to keep the shirt on. I think that would be Charlie.
Yeah, she probably would have voted with him, and Charlene would have went home. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mary, can I just say, Ash's name has never came up as a vote. Like other than like Isaac's random vote at the start, Ash's name has never came up. And she got away with that flip last time and voting off Karlene as well. There's like been no backlash or anything like that. So I'm gonna give a kiss to Ash just for that reason.
Oh, kiss! I thought you were gonna do marry.
Yeah.
Okay, my kiss will be to I was sorry. My kiss is to Brett for finding the extra vote and managed to do in 5-5. Could be 6-4. Just unfortunately didn't work out this way. But
I don't think that's kissable. But anyway,
okay.
he played it incorrectly. It didn't work. So like it's completely foiled.
If Dom kept his shirt on, that would be work, I guess. Yeah, you finally kissed Ash.
I married her last episode, Matt. And my marry will go to Charlene.
Ah, why? But even she's on the chop.
I don't know how she gets out of these situations. I don't know how she got out of this situation to start off with. But also, she's so likable that people are still not voting her out. Like, I know her name's there. I get it. I understand that. But her name is there all the time now, as you can see for the next episode as well. But the fact that she got out of this vote with her tribe and she was very liked, and even Brendan didn't flip on her, right? So even she had some spell on Brendan that made Brendan not flip as well. That's phenomenal. Like, to me, that's great. I can't...
But he did flip.
No, he did at the end. No, but he didn't do it at the right time. So
he did flip. So
Charlene.
you can't say he got his charm on Brendan because he did flip.
No, at the end he did, but not at the right time. So it didn't work for him. It didn't work for her.
Okay.
Like, she obviously had some type of like, she builds connections really well, and you can see it. Everyone still likes Charlene. But yeah, that's my marry.
My marry was I killed him last time. Ben, I think he's winning well. He's in a really good position as well. I don't think you see much from him in that episode. But
no, you do. He plays an idol for no reason that we completely forgot about talking about. Yeah.
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry. Okay, I scrapped that. Mary, who else? What happened? Sorry, Ben. I retract. Sorry, because you play the idol wrong. I guess.
To be honest, I also think like Brad is marryable, if that's the word. Marriage material at the moment too, only because of he's a huge threat. He did find that idol. He did find that thing. Not because he played it incorrectly. But yeah, I think he's got a really good chance moving forward.
You know what? I want to marry Ash. I think because you said you kiss Ash, and I want to marry her because she's in a really good position as well. Sorry, Ben. Hopefully, well, your kiss and marry will come soon, in maybe in 30 minutes or an hour.
I don't think it comes through. Okay, that's fine.
Well, no, because the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes, we have. Let's give a warm welcome. To the Chase Dom.
Oh no.
Fell without his shirt.
I had to do it for the full circle moment.
He hasn't taken his shirt off this whole time. He hasn't put it back on.
I'll pop it back.
Rumor has it, Dom, rumor has it that shirt is still out at the park where you played.
That rumor is a lie.
Everyone
I
wants
think
to see the knits. Where's the knits by Ash?
Oh no. This is a G-rated platform, just so you know.
Okay, no,
look-
hang on. Before we jump into the game,
I will say,
Yes.
I lost 10 kilos since last year, so I want to show it off a little bit.
Congrats. I think I gained 10 kilos. We're doing well.
So before we jump into the game, so what's your experience on the chase? Because you were on a chase recently in Australia,
Yes.
so let's
Yeah,
talk about that a little bit.
Have a little memento drink bottle. Yeah, just
Oh, they give you a
to
drink
remind-
bottle.
Yeah.
Just to remind you that you lost by 7 seconds.
Could have. You know what sucks more than losing one game show in a week? Losing two game shows in a week. I had the Canberra Survivor episode air on the same, like that was my boot, air on the same week that I would lose $11,000 in front of what, 1 million people, or however many watched the chase.
You did well though, to be honest. Like you played that final chase was dumb. Like that was you.
Yeah.
That final chase. The pushbacks for you as well. You did really well.
So did you not get any money at all? There's no
no
parents' money, a parents' fee. Oh,
They
wow.
should.
You don't
they
get
should.
like
I mean, they have Canberra Survivor royalty now.
I would call it royalty. No, I'm joking.
Call my manager. I'm done here. I'm done.
Was it fun playing against Beastie Boy?
Oh yeah. Oh, it was. It was. I did it for like shits and giggles, and just sort of, I threw my name in the hat. I was looking. I had a bit of a rough patch with work where I just wasn't digging where I was working. Wanted to move on. Did job applications for other jobs. Thought to do a fun application when the advert for the chase came on, and a couple of weeks later, I was up in Sydney doing the thing. The next day, I had a job offer for a public service job that I'm still waiting for. So, a lot going on recently with me, including just having a low moment in my life just air on YouTube.
Well, sorry, Josh, go ahead.
You go.
Well, so let's talk about your boot.
Oh God, do we have to?
Well, that's what you're here for. Were you expecting getting votes that round? Like, what's your thoughts going in?
So, I will just say, I haven't fully watched the show because I hate watching myself. Ironic for me, I suppose. But thinking back to a year ago, I was kind of expecting votes. I knew that Brad had thrown my name out and had mouthed my name out at points. I'm not sure if that's in the episode or if, again, that's such a blink and you miss it thing. But I kind of knew oh fuck, I'm getting votes. And then I was paranoid, and then just that tribal council, just so, because anyone who knew me and Brendan from before the show, we were good mates. I thought he was locked in for me. I was locked in for him. He was, we'd figured out that we were playing about 6 months before, 6 months before, filming, when we were attending, when we were, intending to film at one point in September or October. And, he was, worried about it. Last time I played one of these, I was the first boot. I don't want to be first boot again. I'm worried. And just because it sucks, because just to sort of define, outline the outburst towards him, there was a sort of feeling of, I thought you were locked in after every week for the past 6 months. You were oh, I feel worried about Canberra Survivor. I'm going to be first boot. And I had to pick you back up and for that. So that's just something that, explains that, but also is I'm a little disappointed in him, and that's what came out in that moment.
Do you think though, not trying to defend him here in this situation, do you feel though the game is a game? It's not. It doesn't have it shouldn't have prior connections. It shouldn't be anything based on anything said in previous as well. And do you respect the move, or obviously from your point of view probably won't, but looking from the outside in, do you respect what he did?
I think from the outside in, like again, like I'm very biased in it, obviously, but I don't respect it. It's one thing to be like, oh, we're playing this thing, oh cool, oh cool, oh cool, let's see what happens. But if it's another thing to be like, what do you call it? Like, I need help, or like to give off those vibes for, an extended period of time repeatedly. And it's just sort of like it feels shit. It feels shit to be like, well, what was I doing for you, backing you up, making sure you're hyped up for this game, when you wouldn't back me up for more than 6 seconds?
So, Dom, do you feel like
I
you're
don't
being...
care that I know that I know he flipped his vote on the revote, but so I'm only worth saving when it's convenient. That's what it feels like.
So, Dom, do you feel like you've been manipulated, basically? That sort of the effort wasn't, giving back to you. So you're just one-sided, you feel like, is that?
Yeah, I feel blindsided by him, and that sort of explains, why I was like in a panic hothead, because I'm thinking, if I've lost him, and we were even like having a quick text during like the sort of night, after the end of day one, during the night, like, yeah, let's get out for each other, it's gonna be merge, and we did exchange 1 or 2 texts of that extent. So it just feels like, okay, so 12 hours ago, we were still gung-ho on this thing that we were talking about for 6 months, and then you want to throw me under the bus? Like, I know it's like to some extent game respect game and whatever, but like, there's game respect game, and then there's 6 months being blown up in 6 seconds by him, and that's honestly like, if anyone who knows me or him knows that we haven't been on good terms since, he doesn't want to say I'm sorry. He doesn't want to sort of approach me for, to apologize. And I think like, in fairness, I think a few weeks ago when I was down in Melbourne, he did try to sort of do that, but like a year on, me being sort of upset at you, him alternating between guilt tripping but not apologizing, and then making fun of me for my boo. Like, I understand, like, anyone else wants to make fun of me, fine, but it's personal. When it just like it's a lot of personal layers on top of that. That's just sort of like I have to get that out. I'm sorry, like that.
No, I get it. We get it. We get it. We understand. But do you think though, like, there was so many like final 2 deals going into any game, regardless of like the length, like regardless of the length that it happened, that like there's been heaps of final 2 deals between different people within the game and stuff like that. I understand it probably.
I think it's I don't know. I can understand my very biased perspective is there's a difference between, hey, we're playing together final 2 versus picking you up when you're at a low point and for an extended period of time, and then sort of being invested in that relationship and, making sure someone's okay, and then not getting anything back, and then just to be made fun of after the fact by him. Like, anyone else, like, fine, make fun of me. I made an ass out of myself, but him, it's just like, I don't need that from you. I need let's just be amicable. Let's apologize. I don't know, but I don't need constant negativity from him.
Dom, can I ask you a question? After the merge, before the merge, you guys go back during you spend the night. Do you guys have like keep in touch, and during that period, be like, what's your gameplay next? The next day, do you guys?
So during we were intending to camp out, but we didn't. It was too stormy. I think it got rained out. Some people went to a hostel. I just went back home because I'm local, and I assume a lot of the locals did. And other than a couple of brief exchanges with Brendan on text, I didn't have any communication. I thought, let's mostly keep this honest. But, like, this is what I'll be saying to him in person on the day. So it's just like with extended past relationship, and I'm trying to, like, I know it's like it's silly to say, but I'm like mostly keeping it honest, but also just like that exchange would have happened like the first time we got to the beach.
Yep. So, another follow-up question. Sorry, Josh. So in your perspective, is regardless if Hoppo flipped to your side, and even it put him in a really bad position, would you still expect him to do that flip to not vote you out?
I think it's a heavy question, but I know that we're getting into like every moment on the show, but I think no, but like give me the heads up. Give me, hey, it's you. I have to do it. Play an idol if you have to. If you survive, we'll reassess, but it's you. I would have much rather that than just be blindsided by someone who, you get emotionally invested with, given our sort of past relationship. Like, I knew a few people were playing and who had, what do you call it, who were playing, and I didn't have that sort of pre-established thing with anyone else. But when I have it with you, and the nature of relationship is sort of trying to build you up, I do expect like something in return, because I was eager to roll final 2 with him. It was like the first time we'd met in person after a year of lockdown and just sort of Zooms and texts and calls and like a very intimate friendship. And I was so excited to do that with him.
You don't think though, like he's not gonna? You don't think like nobody's gonna really throw their game to keep some chat that some person's had with them? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't throw my game for someone that I've chatted to and like I'm gonna make a final 2 deal with, if it was going to affect my game. Like, I wouldn't do that personally.
But I think Dom was saying that he doesn't mind it, but he just need that sort of.
He needed a closure before it happened. Yeah.
I needed closure because to be on that end from a friend when you're trying to build someone up, it's just like it sucks. And
I think it's also.
I'll be honest, like I don't need that friendship anymore, like from Hoppo, because if it's gonna be sort of that sort of attitude, and you're trying to build someone up constantly, and then you don't get anything back, it's just sort of I don't need it.
We got a comment. Sorry, Dom. I know it's really hard to talk about this, but we're happy to drop this if you're happy to.
Yeah. Just I don't know. I just had to get it out because honestly, like whenever I would be like thinking about just sort of this, it just sort of like it resets my mind back to that, and I just like need to let it out. I need to vent. I need to whatever.
I do have a question for you, Dom.
Yes. You want to read
how
that?
were the croissants?
Bit stale.
It's a cold one.
Yeah, it should be heated up in the microwave.
Where did I
Or
find
something.
them?
Please. Well, I don't know. Heat it up. Sit on it. I don't know. Just do something. Heat it up somehow.
Josh, you want to?
I wanted to have a big exit. I wanted to have a big look. If I was going, I wanted to have a big exit. Like just flip up the birds. Don't give an F or whatever.
Acid actually brings up a good point here. You and Alex, what's the deal?
I don't know. I think she just hates people who with passion and are happy doing what they're doing. Like, look, I'll say this: I don't have a personal grudge against Alex. Like, I know that I know that she's lovely and awesome outside of the context of Survivor. She was kind of drawn into our world. I don't know. She votes for me on the first one because don't have challenge strength, which is evidently false.
Is it?
We see the charades.
I'm joking.
Oh wait, I'm out of frame. I'm out of frame.
We don't need the gun show. It's fine.
Follow my Instagram. Follow my Instagram. That Dom guy, and then I just post a bunch of.
Oh no! You can change your name on the things.
Oh yeah, I should. I should. Where do I do that?
Settings.
Settings.
I don't know where in settings.
I'm gonna.
Hang on.
You got it. You got it.
Oh no, the 3 little dots above your photo on the left.
I can do it.
Yeah.
At what? At Dom what? At D.
That Dom guy.
That Dom guy.
I'm gonna change it anyway. But
no, I'm doing it. Yeah. Is that right?
Yes, that's it. Look. Yeah,
you make the best whale, by the way. You make the best whale.
God.
How do you do the whale again, Dom?
Go back to but just to go back to Alex, like.
Okay, sorry.
Nothing but respect, and I was just going off on a tangent just to get in my plug. But to get back to Alex, like, okay, she's been roped into this world, and I'm like crazy fanatic Survivor guy because I've watched all the seasons and all that sort of stuff, and it's just like And I think like the big thing that sticks out to me is that privately during the second challenge, we were waiting to do the puzzle, which we didn't end up doing because the other tribe blew us out. She was like, she said something to the extent of, I don't know if I want to be here anymore. And it's just like, oh, come on, we're doing Survivor's fucking exciting and amazing, and you don't want to be here anymore. And then it's just like, you know, you want to vote her out as a sort of mercy kill, and then she's just like, oh, she finds the idol, but she doesn't know how to play, but she accidentally plays it correct, and then she wins immunity on the merge one, and then there's just no opportunity to sort of put her out of her misery, and it's just like, you're so negative and down, and that's the sort of, from that interaction, that sort of perception of her sort of carried on throughout the day, and it's just sort of like, come on, don't you want to be here? The Survivor's fun and amazing.
Were you shocked she turned up for day 2 then? If that was like sort of her.
I'm kind of shocked too. Kind of shocked too. Maybe like she was just like, oh, I'm stuck this out. I'm just gonna keep on rolling with it. But I don't know. Maybe she just had to get a vendetta against me. I don't know.
But it is a mystery that we on that we just sort of dissect that, you know, the rumors that she wants to quit, she doesn't want to be here anymore, she want to vote it out, and then she just play quite well, like playing Find an Idol, winning challenges. So she did really say she wants to go.
I think she did say, again, like a year from now it's fuzzy. But I distinctly remember having that exchange of her saying something to that effect. I'm not gonna remember specific phrasing, but I distinctly remember that.
And I know you haven't watched it back, but do you know what she said about you the last episode?
Oh yeah, all that bullshit about being disgusting. I think it was the episode quote, and I'm just like, yep, I can figure out what this is.
It was boohoo. It was boohoo. Get over it. It's not like he died.
You know what? At least again, respect her outside of the game. But inside the game, I'd rather be a passionate hot mess than someone who's just so apathetic and just sort of, oh, I don't care. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry if you're watching this, Alex. I'm sorry if this gets back to you. I think you have a good vibe as a person. Let's be friends. But I'm going to be cut and dry and be like, your inside of the game attitude was shit. And it's just, I'm sorry. That's my opinion there.
Well, I think Alison bringing up a point. She was never going to let herself lose to Dom, which kind of she kind of let go after you left. So I think
she quit after first and foremost, she quit. Like everyone's gushing about it. I see the comments like, "Oh my god, that's so emotional." It's like, no, you quit because you couldn't hack it. You should have quit earlier, in my slightly biased opinion based on outcomes.
The goss, we love it. I think that it was really I think it was really empathetic to do what she did, and she didn't want to break her word to the 2 people that were in that group. And I find it really I found it touching when I watched her go out, to be honest.
Oh, God.
And you got this whole I hate quitters, but this time I felt what she felt. You know, I felt what she felt. And I felt empathy for probably the second time in my life, watching her vote herself out, and it was like crazy. I fell in love with it.
See, because I would have been there with because I was watching on the jury bench, being like, really, I'm watching you quit. You just wham.
I could feel the anger coming from you. And especially because she has to sit next to you until the end of the day as well.
Who are you sorry for in that situation, me or her?
The body heat I could imagine would just be coming off you like crazy.
Well, can I ask the question? Do you guys have fun in Ponderosa?
Yeah, how did Ponderosa go between you and Alex?
Oh God! See, Ponderosa was such a blur because I was just so depressed to be out of the game and they're doing that fun thing that I've been dying to do as a live stream, even though it's a small version on a rainy day in a park. Just and I'm just there.
She must have. She really wanted to sit next
waiting. Yeah, But like, you know, I did get to hang out a little bit with Aston and Keegan and some of the other boots, who I will not say, and they were all good company. And Alex, I think we had like some jokey back and forth, like from memory, but just like sort of like it's just like so. There was still like a sort of tension in the air between this. I think. Sorry, Aston reminded me in the chat. I want to say this in the nicest way possible, but fuck you, because I knew you should vote for me at some point, and also you quitting. It's just like, I'm sure you're a lovely person. Never met you outside of the context of this, but
She got you good,
this
man.
is
She got you
frustrating.
good.
This is frustrating watching you quit.
You know how like one of the 3 words of Survivor is outplay? She did that to you. She did that to you, man. Unfortunately, she got you good.
Fuck.
And she also outlasted you as well, and outwitted you. So I guess she wins. That's fine. We love her.
Dom, can I ask
Dom,
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So are you Scar of these Survivor Live reality games, or are you willing to jump on another multiverse?
I'm eager to do it again. I'm eager to look. I put myself on national TV answering questions against a large British man. I'm ready for any fucking challenge, and if that's Canberra, Survivor, All Stars, Second Chances, or they just throw me on a random season, whatever, I'm fucking down. The minute I get a call for any one of these challenges,
unfortunately, Dom,
down.
you have to actually do stuff to get on them seasons.
Hey,
I love you. I'm joking.
It's a funny. This is a dilemma question. Would you rather be in a
some
tribe
spice in any season? Like I'm bringing the spice. I'm bringing the heat. More than a lot of these
you bring
people.
all the stats. You bring.
There could be a rival. There could be a rival season. We could either have you and Brendan return, or you and Alex return.
No, that's
either iteration would be great.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Dom, if I had let you choose, would you want to be a tribe of Purple or Alex?
Wait, a tribe of purple edit.
No. Tribe of Hopper or tribe of a tribe with like sort of the rival season we're talking about. If Hopper get voted out, you get voted out. Would you like rather to pair with Hopper or you rather pair with Alex?
Alex would quit on me. Like if we're sort of supposed to work together, I'd take her assuming she quits.
Okay, what about the Amazing Race? Who would you be raced with? You have to do all these crazy things together.
Okay. Assuming let's just say no. Let's just throw out this sort of like I'm genuinely working with them. There's no quit or whatever. I think there's more room with Alex as a partner on Amazing Race. I think Brendan as a partner on a Survivor or on a vote-offy show, but Alex for Amazing Race. I want to see it happen now.
I think you guys will be a great TV.
Yeah, I'd watch that in a heartbeat.
Oh,
you'd take your shirt off to go swimming, and you'd put it back on because you're disgusting. It'd be great. Oh my
god, Zach and Flo called. They want their dysfunctional couple back for like you old school Amazing Race fans. Fuck,
yeah. You could be a
the
winner.
friends who would bicker and would always want to go back to the airport and be able to go back to the airport.
Are you the Zach or are you the Flo? That's a question.
Well, I, unlike Flo, I mean, oh good, it's easy to draw the parallel between the person who did quit and the person who wanted to quit on the show. So I'm the Zach there, hopefully.
Well, I don't want to quit the show. Okay, anyway, if you don't want
Alex, I'm sure
season 3. So.
Oh my god, Amazing Race! Who knew that would be doing Amazing Race season 3 references today? I'm out of order.
Didn't pick it.
Anything
I thought you were vaping for a second. I'm like,
no,
Dom's picked up
my chase
Dom's
border.
picked up the cancer stick. No, it's alright. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't know. Is there anything else you want to? I'm.
Do you want to?
There's a lot to talk about.
In 5 words, in a little sentence, sum up your experience at Canberra Survivor.
The most fun I've had, even if it's a hot mess. Oh, that's more than 5. Fuck it. Are there any other like? I think those were the 2. I mean, the hopper thing dominated a lot of the time, but I just had to get that off my chest, to be honest. Is there any? I don't know. I think there's a lot to talk about with me in my game. Is that all? Is that all there is?
Well, your game.
What
It was
game?
perceived very. It was perceived very goat-like. But
Oh,
what did it feel? No, what did it feel like from your end? Because that's what I got from the edit.
Yeah.
That's what I got
Yeah.
from the edit as a viewer.
Mhm.
How did it feel from your end? Because
see,
there's always two sides of the story. There's always two sides of the piece of bread. You know.
it
Tell
felt
us how it
frantic
felt from your end.
because you're just like, because first vote you get 2 votes. Alex, who thinks again falsely that I'm useless in challenges, and Janine, who has like is the most suspicious person ever in talking to. Like, I say this with love. I think there's an interaction. I think it's in the episode, but where she sort of approaches me like, "So, Tom, what do you think about the vote?" It's like, so like that is not how a normal fucking person talks. But just like again, we had 3 sort of crazy votes. I'm trying to sort of play like a subtle social game. Like, I'm trying to be like normal-ish on the beach while making like a big presence in the interview. And
Yeah, you did.
I'm trying to rally. Like, I know that it's like a little silly thing, but like I think for the what was the Aston vote, I'm trying to rally people around like a Rose Road, even on like a social level, to like sort of engage in a social activity. Like, I'm singing a certain song by Seal that we all know. I think I sung it in my confessional as well, or did like the to be like, oh, I'm gonna go in there and be like, oh, this is a kiss from a rose or whatever, or just some sort of punchline like that, and we can all do that, and all Rose is gonna get out of here, because I was very close with Aston at that sort of early round. And it was so disappointing to see him go, and I was just like walking back. Like, I had essentially 3 like losses in the vote. I mean, the first one was just such a flip-floppy sort of thing where, tie, I get votes, and then it goes to almost rocks, and just to avoid rocks, I'm just throw out Emily's name as a sort of, look, she's got the idol. Let's just take it out of play and take her with it. Cheerio. And then the second vote, Alex pulls out the idol. She accidentally plays it correctly, and then we have to jump to Janine, and I'm just like, yep, that's good, because she is the most suspicious person ever to talk to.
Can I just say, she didn't accidentally play it correctly. She did play it correctly. You guys are...
Look, if she wanted to, she put like,
there is no credit. There is no
idol?
credit given to Alex at all, and I think it's really I don't think it's right. She deserves some credit. She won a challenge. She found an idol. She did a lot of things that you didn't do. And
that's why I want to come
and there's
back
gonna be some credit.
her.
She did everything. She like sort of ticked off the bucket list. Really, she made merge, won an individual immunity, and found an idol.
Yeah.
She really ticked off the bucket list.
Don't
That a lot of people have
Don't
going
rub
into
it
it.
in. I'm
sorry. I'm just telling the truth on how it is, mate.
Okay,
And she also had she also found an advantage clue. Anyway, continue. Sorry, Dom.
yeah, but then that second vote with Janine and the Alex, and it's just sort of like, we got to jump to Janine. She's lovely, but she doesn't know how to talk like a normal person. That's probably too harsh, but like, I don't care. I had that interaction. She was like an alien. And then the Aston vote, where I'm trying to like be like his second in command for Rose, and then if I did it my way, it would have been like Rose is out of there, and it's like maybe it's what happens after that? Like, maybe it's Alex after that, and it's just, I know it's, oh no.
Did you like to take out all the women? Did you like to take out all the women? Was that like a trend? Where you're like, I can't work with women, I have to get rid of them.
Look,
or...
hey, I voted Jeremy on the first one. I voted Jeremy on the first one until I wanted to avoid rocks, okay?
You voted all the women.
I voted
he also tried to vote at Charlene too. He also tried to vote at Charlene at the end too.
Charlene was the name going about, and also Karlene was a like, I say this with love, she's a survivor badass, and like, I'm not dealing with her shit at merge because she was too fucking good.
Ashley, were you drinking Brad's woman hating Kool-Aid?
Did you like 4 guys just like, we don't like women, let's vote them out? Is that like your...
You vote for Emily, you vote for Janine, you vote
Emily,
for...
Janine,
Emily with reason
Rose.
with the idol. Janine
Charlene.
Because she's
Karlene.
The 4 times you went to tribal, you voted at women. Well, you tried to anyway on the last one.
That first one doesn't count. Come on. The first one was they're all circumstantial.
Emily is a woman. I'll let you know. So
I
it does
wanted to
count.
avoid rocks. I wanted to avoid rocks any way I could.
Okay, we have one more question for you, Dom, and then we'll let you go, and then we'll get Keegan to jump in.
Yeah.
Keegan, can you jump on
he-
now, please? Thank you.
He is listening, so that's fine. If you had to choose 2 men and 2 women, I know you don't like women, to come back from All Stars from this group, who would they be and why?
Are you asking this to everyone? This is like a
No, I'm gonna start it. We're starting it from the merge. Because you guys have like full knowledge of like who plays well and stuff like. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you see the whole gameplay up.
Wait,
But like,
hang on.
don't spoil anything. Don't
No,
spoil
no,
it.
no. Isn't
I'll
that a
say-
bit spoilerish? I feel like.
Sorry?
I'll say
That's not
that-
spoilish. I don't think it is. I think the players have already like determined how well they
Okay.
played.
I'll
like-
say present company excluded. Just I'll avoid me, but I'm first vote for me, obviously, if I could. Give me Karlene. Just survive a badass in every sense of the word. I want to see her when she's not coming after me, and because I had to get rid of that. Give me who else do I take? Is it like strictly All Stars, or is it like more second chance, or who do you want to see again? Because I think there are some that
Just
fit the
people
bill for
you want to see
second
again.
chance.
People you want to see
People you
again.
like.
All right,
People you like.
the people
People
who I
you
want
like.
to see. You know what? For people I want to see again, give me Karlene. Give me Aston. Give me. Give me. Give me Ben. Give me Charlene.
To give some time, but
I think. Look. We have a stacked cast. I reckon, like, realistically, you could call most of us back on like a returning season. And it's just like, yeah, they're a legend. They're awesome. They're gonna bring something
Yeah.
to the table. But
Oh,
I think
sure.
if I had my sort of like rough mentality top 4, they're my top 4.
Alrighty. Well, do you have anything to say to your fans out in the Survivor universe?
and the Chase universe,
In the Chase, is anybody from the Chase watching this?
Hi, anyone who's watching who watched me on last Tuesday's episode of The Chase. If you stumbled on this suddenly because you're following me, I'm sorry. I had a low moment about a year ago that has been documented on a YouTube show. But anyone else, I don't know. Expect more dumb content. I think this isn't the last you've seen of me.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we're gonna see you back out of Melbourne.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Would Liz have me on, or would Kyle?
We have a change of casting director, so you have to rule out of people.
Oh wow, it's such a big production now. Here I am just thinking like it's just the main person
Yeah,
deciding.
there's games have definitely changed over the last couple of years. They definitely got a lot bigger. Everyone has.
Wow.
All right,
All right.
let's bring Keegan in.
Keegan,
Alright.
can you? Bye,
I
Dom. Bye.
want to say
Thank you
hi
for
to
coming.
Keegan as he comes in. I want to say hi to Keegan as he comes in and says hi.
Okay, Keegan has not been here yet. You can wait. We can discuss a
What
little
else
bit
can we
of
discuss?
well, the next episode that we saw the twist with the split 4-4. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
What do you think about that twist, Dom? Do you like it?
So, again, not watched the episode even after my boot because I know that all that sort of stuff gets said. But I don't know if I think it's always interesting to have a dynamic shake-up, but I would have loved to see what happens just sort of with that 8-player dynamic. Everyone's up fair game. I think they had to do it because they needed to build in like a double elimination somehow just based on time restraints, and I think that was sort of like a quick thing of we just have to do this. Let's cull people.
I personally think it's one of the fairest ways to do it. Having 2 separate tribals with 2 different people. However, groups of 4 is so small.
Yeah,
It is
I think that's
tiny. It is so tiny. There is nowhere to hide. If you're one of the threats,
situation where like Alex in an in-game context quit because of the sort of rock drop rules and how they operate when when in that sort of situation, when in actuality, like, it should have been like a fire making challenge. Like there was that sort of like watching it like, no, the game structure, like, again, being like, I'm actually Survivor nerd.
I
Yeah,
also
but
think
it's not a final
this is
four.
moments. Yeah, this is moments as well where like the moments like this are
Bearded
like where you should
buddies.
play your advantages.
Yeah, like it is good in that it forces.
So
like, all
Sensei
the
was meant to be
advantages.
out 10, but Eisen ruined that.
Yeah, that was the
Okay, yeah,
hot
that
room,
would
and then
make
we were
more
supposed
sense.
to do
That
at
make more
merge.
sense.
I would have probably
But
survived if that happened.
No, but wouldn't that be a merge? So it's basically like a merge, but like pre-merge.
A double.
Yeah,
It would
a
have been
double
like a sort of
merge.
like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Maybe they should have did what we did at the trial where they had
Ah.
9 and then they had one person win immunity and go to both tribals. Anyway,
Okay. Thank you, Dom, for coming. You can say hi to
Alright.
Keegan.
Thank you, Dom.
before-
Hi, Keegan.
Hi,
Beard
Dom.
buddies.
All right.
We
Thank
gotta put
Yeah,
you.
our
man.
beards up to the camera. All right, see ya.
Bye, Dom. Thank you.
Welcome,
Hi, Keegan. Welcome.
Hey, I'm not sure how I can follow that performance.
Yeah, I know. Well, you can tell
you have
us a
any
story
juicy
about
goss?
You're pushing Brad.
Yeah.
It wasn't a push, it was just a little nudge. I just don't know my own strength.
Well, you have
That was
a lot to
hilarious.
say. Keegan, King Keegan. Okay, it's the same person.
Oh, love the fan.
Just the one fan, the Keegan fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome. Sorry to get you on so late. We were trying to
Oh,
get
no,
this
that's
done
fine.
because we missed a week, and we didn't expect a double elim.
Yeah.
So we got sort of surprised by that. Going into this round, clearly you're like, damn, I have to win this immunity because it was like groups of 4. What was your strategy in that challenge? Because it looked like everyone was copying each other.
Yeah, so everybody on my tribe, or my 4, was copying me. I knew that. But my plan was I was eliminating the other side before I was trying to eliminate them. Because if I got it wrong, I wanted everybody to get it wrong, rather than have one person on my tribe possibly fluke it correct. So I was happy to show them what I was going, so that then when I get it wrong, they're all wrong as well.
Yeah, interesting you bring it up. Yeah, because I know Ash is cheating. She looked at, I think I caught her looking at different people. So I think the spacing is a little bit more wider. I feel like it's just too close to everyone, and everyone can see each other's card. But so you did that on purpose. Yep.
And my plan was I was just going to have it, and I'd put it the correct color to the back, and then last second I would have flipped it, and I would have eliminated anybody copying me. And so I wasn't worried about them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in my memory, it let me down.
So if I'm correct, you've played 3 live reality games and you've made merge all 3 times.
Yeah, all ones that have been filmed. Yes, I've also played a couple that haven't been filmed, but yeah, we won't talk about that.
Those doesn't count. It's not on the camera.
Yeah, they don't count. Oh no, only the film ones count. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So what was it like playing your 3rd time? Because clearly you had an advantage coming into this because you played a lot.
Yeah, you come in and you know from the get-go what to expect, and you hit the ground running, whereas a lot of other people are kind of feeling their way along. Being an old hand at it, you just know straight away to start forming alliances, and you're sussing people out straight away. Having played the 3rd time, it takes a bit of the pressure off. Some of you, you're not as nervous as when you're there for your very first time. So it gives you a bit more freedom to, do what you want to do.
So with the first boot Emily's going, and because of because her connection to you, what do you feel about it? If you're going to trouble, do you think you would be the target, or you're safe in that run?
I think it would have been brought up, and my name would have been tossed out there because Emily was on the other tribe. I think I had established the connections well enough to keep myself for the first vote, at least. I wasn't surprised to see Emily gone, just because I felt that we'd be seen as a pair, even though us just have a habit of voting each other out.
Yeah, clearly you make like a really strong bond with Karlene right at the start. Was that sort of like the first person you just got good vibes from, or was
So
it?
Carlene and I established eye contact when we were all 16 contestants were standing around in this circle awkwardly. And yeah, we just knew, okay, you and me will work. And yeah, it was, I think about after the second challenge was before we got a chance to actually separate and have a quick one-on-one conversation. But yeah, it was definitely meant to be from the start.
Yeah, because going in as well, you knew a fair few people. You knew Hoppo, you knew Ash, you knew of Dom, I believe.
Yeah, I'd been
obviously-
knew Dom online. I had never met him in person, but I'd seen him in various orgs and stuff. I knew
Obviously knew his
Rosemary,
sister.
Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you declare that relationship, or did you keep it quiet, because those two people are in your tribe, like Ash and Hoppo?
That I knew them. I think I told Carlene fairly early on, but I kept it need to know information. But I was keeping an eye out. Okay, who's going to say that we know each other, sort of thing, because I didn't want to be hiding it if they were being open about it.
So, in your strategy, do you think it's better to go in with like a little bit open, but not like completely honest with the relationship? What do you think as a 3-timer with all these pre-existing connection?
You don't want to be the one found out to be lying about a previous relationship. So you've got to be open enough to cover your bases, but you don't want to tell everybody, oh, we know each other, we're tight. Because even if you don't say you're tight, if you say you know that person, you're seen as a couple, and it can be bad for your game straight away.
So you were deemed the king of challenges, pretty much, by everyone. Everyone saw you as a challenge threat.
Standing 6'2", you straight away seen, oh, he's here for challenges.
Yeah. Do you like that stigmatism though? Like going into the game, like because clearly you're a pretty strategic player as well. Do you like having that like extra target on your back because you are good at the challenges, or?
I would have preferred to have nobody know about my strategy side, and I could have played, okay, I'm just here for the challenges. But because I knew there were people there who knew me, I had both targets on my back straight away. So that did make it a bit hard straight off. But I don't mind being seen as a challenge beast. I know people like to target challenge beasts, but that gameplay doesn't really work. If winning challenges doesn't get you to the end, you've got to be a more rounded player than that.
Yeah. So you said you threw the challenge with the throwing.
I am really disappointed they didn't capture the conversation on camera. Once we saw the challenge or the tribe swap happened, Karlene and I, we're doing our goodbye hugs and stuff, and she whispers to me and says, "You've got the numbers. I need you to throw the first challenge for me." And I said, "Yep, absolutely." And so then when it came to the challenge, I made sure I was in the position of determining whether we won or lost that challenge.
Yeah. Were you planning to do the sabotage at the throwing, or because in the when you're calling out, you were doing pretty well until like when you're throwing it? I think we're just wondering what's the strategy when you sabotage or the throwing?
So I figured the throwing was going to be easier to pretend to be bad at than if I'm not giving good directions, people start becoming frustrated at you, and that can paint a bigger target on you. Whereas if it's the throwing, it's just unlucky that you miss, and in my case, when I saw the blackberries behind, I was like, oh, there goes the balls. And so I just made sure that the balls, Emily was fielding behind off camera. They had crew there trying to stop the balls going into the bushes, and so I'd have to hit the table at an angle to get it bouncing over the top of their heads and stuff.
We don't even see that. We don't even see the blackberry bushes this whole season.
I know.
So far.
They should have
They're
shown my
infamous,
hands
though.
and legs. I had cuts everywhere. It was awesome because it was able to say, no, I tried very hard. Look at my legs.
Keegan, can we jump back a little bit with the Laura vote? You
Yep.
saw you got one vote from Laura, which I think
Two
you
votes.
expected it. No, I'm
Yes.
saying one vote, and then you saw the crossing out, and then the Keegan. What are your thoughts on that at that point?
I was running the numbers very much in my head. It's going, I know that person's not voting me. I know where that person's voting. Who's doing that? And the amount of paranoia that starts when your name comes up for a second time, and it shouldn't have. And it's like, okay, have I miscalculated? Have they done a blindside on me? And so, yeah, I was sweating big time, but it.
Do you think it's good gameplay from Ben from doing this? Like putting your name out there as a target. Like it sort of makes sense to put your name out there as a target, but
Writing my name had no problems. Owning up to it was the part I didn't get.
Mm-hmm.
He should have just, denied it. Well, I can't tell that he did it. But yeah, to get my name out early, that's probably a good idea. We did have a plan because we knew that both tribes were going to tribal. We weren't sure if we were going to have the other tribe sit in there. And so we had talked about playing it as if we weren't a united tribe and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that way, if we had a tribe swap and we were down in numbers, it would give somebody an in to the other tribe saying, oh, well, I was out on this vote and stuff. So we discussed having the votes go a bit more randomly, but in the end we decided, because the other tribe wasn't there, just to stick to the one plan.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there was a lot of weird votes. A straightforward plan.
So Ben came up to you and own it. So what are you thinking? Like, do you buy it? Because we seen that you buy it. You're like, okay, yeah, that's fine, and we can work together. What were you thinking at that point?
So I mark it in my head. I'm going, okay, can he be fully trusted? The fact he's already not been able to stick to a plan when we didn't need him in the numbers, thankfully. But there's always the little bit of a question in the back of your head whenever you're needing him to work with later. I didn't want to burn my bridge with him straight away by going, well, you wrote my name down, I can't work with you, because you need to keep your options open that early in the game.
Is that the reason why you put his name out on the challenge you guys lost? Because you told Rosemary and Jeremy and be like, bro, Ben. And what was your thinking behind that move?
So I knew my name was being pitched by Jeremy originally to the others. A couple, I think it might have been Brendan filled me in that was happening, sort of. And so I was like, I don't want to be in a position where if somebody on my tribe flips, I'm going home. So I need to convince the other two to vote somebody else. And the fact that I had a perfectly valid reason that Ben wrote my name down, it just gave me a believable story to sell to them. And as you can see, they bought it hook, line, and sinker. It also gave me a way to show Ben that I had forgiven him for it, in that if I wanted him gone, I had the power to send him home, because I knew who they were voting, and my vote could have sent him home. And so it actually built more trust in that, okay, Ben, oh yes, Matt, me and my names. So yes, I could have voted Matt. But yeah, it established a bit more of the trust because he had the opportunity to be sent home and I chose to stick with him.
Josh, you're on mute.
Yeah, don't have Josh.
There you go. That's fine. My headset was. That was one of the most defining votes, I think. Where Rose does go home. Clearly, you didn't care about pre-existing relationships and stuff like that. To try and keep her, but that's fine. I like that type of gameplay. I'd rather people go in with a clear mind and go in with I'm going to vote the way I need to get further. That's fine. I understand that completely. Do you think, though, potentially voting out Jeremy or voting out Ben could have worked better for you moving forward and keeping Rose? Or because she is like such a big shield? Like, she would have been a bigger shield than probably even you would have been moving forward.
Yes, I would agree with that. My problem was the other 3 people on my tribe, I couldn't convince them that Jeremy was a better option. And so
Okay.
in the end, I had to just join with the numbers. Whether I should have voted Ben, that, hindsight, well, it might have got me further. But the Rosemary and Jeremy both were still talking about, we'll need to get rid of Keegan because he's seen as a big threat. So I didn't have a trust relationship with them, and I don't see that they would have needed me for much longer once we got to merge.
Yeah.
So just sticking with the numbers makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just stay with the numbers. I couldn't sway them in the time we had, so it was Rosemary, Jeremy. It was a blue person going. And yeah, I like to play every game new. So any relationship, if I've worked with you in the past, doesn't mean I'll work with you again. You've got to treat everything new.
Yep.
Keegan, can we jump back to this? Your vote out. Do you think there's anything? Well, obviously, you're grouping with Brad, Ash, and Hopo. Do you think you would fare better if you switch places with someone else in the other group? Would you be staying, or do you think the same?
I reckon if Alex and I had to swap places, Ben and Charlene might have kept me. I think Ben was using me as a shield, which is smart of him, and I think he wanted to keep me a little bit longer in that position. If I had have had, say, Charlene or Alex on my side instead of one person in my 4, I might have been able to swing the numbers a little bit better. But when the 3 people that I was possibly working with come merge are all on the other vote, I'm like, oops, this is bad.
So do you feel like, Josh, sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. Yeah, obviously, like, you were stuck in the 4 of game players. Like, there was a group of game players in the 4 alliance with you, Hoppo, Ash, and Brad. And, like, it was very, I wouldn't say toxic, but, like, it was a very, like, you weren't able to get out of that situation at all. Unless you push Brad a bit harder, hit him into the idol or something like that. Then you got the idol. Maybe Brad could have been medically evacuated if you did push him harder.
I didn't think of that. I could have got out of it by making it happen.
Can we walk through that moment, Keegan? So we saw Ash got that the croissant again. She got that clue. And it's sort of, no one knows whether it's the clue from Brad or is it a new clue, is it an old clue, and then she just read it out and then sprint. What was going through at that point? Like what went on? It's a bit messy.
Ash picks up the scroll and I'm like, oh, she's found a clue. And so I tried the bluff of, oh, that's just one from last thing. They just dumped it there to try and get her to not read it and to ditch it. She opened it. And you'll see us kind of zoom or getting closer, and we've seen keywords of water, idol, and the chaos starts. So straight away we run to where our tribal water was, up near the barbecue shelter, and we're searching around there, looking up there, and then we realise, hang on, there's the river, and that's when I take off down that way. And yeah, Brad, he's running there, and so I'm just like, I'll just bump.
Did you think at any point maybe tapping into Brad's misogynist voting schedule that he's been doing this whole game, and maybe voting out Ash at one point? Because he has literally voted out every woman this game, nearly. No, he has. Yeah, he has.
Well,
besides Laura.
He voted Aston. His votes is 2-1. I didn't see that as he's targeting women any more than I voted 2 women out of the game as well. So I didn't see that as from inside the game that he was targeting. Otherwise, I might have tried that pitch to him. I certainly was pitching to him that it was better to work with me, but he didn't buy it.
That's
Can
fair.
we not stop the narrative of Brett voting out women? That's not
Oh,
true.
it's true though. I'm sorry. I'm just calling it out if it's true.
I don't think it is true though.
Yeah,
I think he was doing what was necessary for his game.
Yeah, I don't think.
And-
I don't think it's like. I don't think it's his intention to vote out all women. It's just. It's a bit. Yeah, he's voted out.
Okay, let's just leave it at that. Hopo said he told you he will vote with you, but his word isn't worth much. But he didn't vote with you.
He did say he would, but after I realized that he had written Charlene on the revote, I was like, I can't trust him. So even though he was saying the right things, I wasn't reading that he was with me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Matt said the subtitle show you were saying Brett's coming, I think it's new to get her to hide it from him. So which was a bit different than what you said. So is that the subtitle wrong?
No. So we start with the bluff. It's then when she's opening it and we realize it's not that can't go. So we've got to go, okay, it's new. And then it's trying to keep it from Brad so that I have more chance to find it.
Mm.
Fair. This game obviously is your third. I was going to ask you if you would play again.
Yeah, well, if there's a Queensland survivor or a Sydney survivor, or if anybody wants me back, they've got my number.
Yeah,
you should do one of the trials.
Yeah. No, if I can get down there, it would be fun. Yeah, because I love Survivor.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, just come on one day, like the trials we do.
Yeah. Why not? Come pay.
Technically, season 1 actually kind of not exists.
Yeah, I reckon if we could drop that off the record. I don't know what my brother would say about that one if we removed him from the winners list, but I'm happy to be a new person on Melbourne Survivor if they want me.
So hopefully,
I wonder if there ever will be a Queensland Survivor.
Yep,
there's a lot more people up there these days. A lot more people moving up there
season 1
these days. So.
petition. Get Keegan and Queensland season 1.
That's it. Would you change anything about your game?
There's always little bits and pieces that I think I would have tried to actually, start the conversations a lot earlier with everybody and get us to split. We sat around for the first 3 votes or 2 votes. No strategy, just sitting around, getting to know each other, really. I think if we had have broken up a bit more and formed the tighter bonds, possibly that might have helped me in the later game. Whether I need to, lose an earlier challenge to form those bonds. It also having somebody who gets unanimously voted out, or meant to be unanimous, vote out doesn't help because you're not actually building a trust bond as much as when you're forming an alliance to bind somebody. So, yeah, maybe next time I'll throw the first challenge.
Yeah, you should.
I don't want to be in a tribe with Keegan just for that. Speaking of throwing, we actually did have a throwing contest the other day, me and Keegan. We have decided that we are as good as each other.
Is that?
We decided that we were both as bad as each other in this certain context. I believe was more the outcome.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Yeah, we couldn't land a ball in a bucket to save our lives that day. I don't know why. Maybe heat stroke. We don't know.
But I think we both proved that we can throw. So I think Josh now realizes I did intentionally throw that challenge.
I now believe that the challenge was thrown by Keegan. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can die happy.
One final question. I just asked Dom. If you could choose 4 people from this season to go to another season, who would they be and why? If it's so I don't know the name of the season. We're just choosing
just a random season in the future.
Yeah, maybe like a backyard versus Melbourne versus Canberra sort of
Yeah, like sort of like that type of like.
Yeah, like the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, bring them all in. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see Aston play again. I felt his game got cut short when he got blindsided. I was hoping that he'd get through to merge because he was somebody I was looking forward to working with. Karlene, incredible player, got taken out because of her association with me. So that her game definitely was cut way too short. Who else would I pick? I think Janine would have actually done better, or could play a really big game if she got to go a little bit further and didn't lose the first two challenges and have an idol get played. So I think she deserves a second chance. And then I can't really go past Dom. He's such a character in the game. It's awesome to watch. I don't get why he doesn't like watching himself on YouTube. I love it, just seeing him, and he's just great TV.
Maybe we should do like a just cut every Dom bits and put it in the video and just send it to him so he can watch.
Yeah, just so he can get used to seeing himself because he's great TV.
Yeah. That's it. All right. Thank you for coming on, Keegan. We will finish discussing the rest of episode 7, and then thanks for chatting.
No worries. Enjoy the rest of the season.
Oh, Keegan, we can
Yeah,
do a recap with Backyard next. Well, you're not there, so we can do a recap soon. Hope to have you on.
Yeah, hope to have you on.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sounds good.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, Keegan.
All right. Thanks,
See
Keegan.
ya.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye.
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 All right. Let's talk about the episodes. Okay.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit. We did a split. The
Yep.
memory challenge. Everyone cheat or whatever. Not cheating. Playing with the rules.
What's your idea with the split? What's your idea with the 4-4 split?
I like it. I think it's kind of a good way to do it. But obviously, the 4-4, I think it is a bit hard to navigate. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you're really good, then I guess you're good. Like you should able to survive. Kind of, if you're a really good social game, you should able to survive any sort of scenario.
I just feel like this is a scenario where, like, if you were like maybe third on the list to be like the third biggest target or second biggest target, it really hinders your game a lot more than like potentially going just to like an 8-person tribal. I'm not really a fan of the smaller splits, to be honest with you. I think it opens the game up way too much for people that are on the bottom, and I know that's weird for me saying it, because I usually like seeing people on the bottom do well.
We all know you're not
just
consistent.
No, I'm not consistent. But like, I just don't think that this is fair for certain like archetypes in the game. It's not fair for a challenge beast. It's not fair for somebody who's a massive social threat. Like we see Charlene and Keegan get both this round. And I don't know. I just don't think obviously if they were going to an 8-person tribal, I don't see Charlene or Keegan getting the votes here. I sort of see like a person like Brad or Jeremy.
I think Keegan will be in trouble regardless.
I still think he's in trouble. But I still feel like he has a lot more pull to take out somebody like Brad or Jeremy here. So I feel like it helps. I feel like it helps their games a lot more than what it does help anybody else out. And it's not any fault of their own that they've got less numbers in the merge. It's just how it works. I like to see it was good to see Keegan go out. Like, no offense, but it was good to see him go out. You don't want to challenge Beast just running away all the way to the end. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of a split vote like that. That's all. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah. But we also see Ben win that challenge, and then I think the split it's interesting because we have that. I think Keegan's dead in the water once he got that combination.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't think he can done anything else. It's just.
I love you too.
And with the other group, which is more interesting, which I think we're going to spend a little bit more time on with the Alex, Charlene, Ben, and Jeremy split.
Yeah, that's the only dynamic that I'm like, okay, what could happen here?
Yep.
Clearly, it's 2v2. We've got Ben and Charlene that are like inseparable from each other. That bond will never break, and I don't think it will break the whole game. I can see them both making it to the final three. Along with Jeremy or Brad, that's my guess. Going further down. However, Ash has not had her name called out, so I could see Ash making it there as well. But them two are never going to split. Jeremy's the only one that can potentially split, but nobody wanted to vote Alex here. And I give Charlene full credit for that, though. At the start of this episode, Charlene goes up and wants to talk to Alex about the vote that just happened and why Alex saved her and all that stuff. And then there was like a bit of like a sad music happening there where they were like crying and like hugging and stuff like that. And I think that stuff's really nice to see, considering they're only up there for 2 days. Like, you don't see that type of emotion much in these games. It's always just like hard, like gameplay, and it becomes really game body. But like seeing like that emotion really like it made the episode like sort of watchable, like not watchable, but like it is watchable. But like it made it more inviting. Like I wanted to watch it. I wanted to know the narrative, you know. Yeah, I give full props to Charlene, able to get herself out of them situation. She does it time and time again. Like, it's ridiculous.
But at the end of the day, Alex still voted for Charlene.
Yeah, she still voted for Charlene, but she didn't want to like push the Charlene vote onto Ben. She's like, I'm voting Ben. We're gonna go for rocks. She gave up her game for Charlene.
She quit.
In a way. No, she gave up her game for Charlene and Jeremy.
And Jeremy.
She made,
I think you have to include Jeremy in that equation because.
Oh yeah, I have to 100% include Jeremy in that. But like, she would have pushed to have Charlene gone a lot longer. Like, if there wasn't that conversation earlier in the episode where Charlene went and talked to Alex and they had like that chat. You know, I found it really refreshing.
But it doesn't really matter because she will go home regardless. So it doesn't matter whether she push or not.
No, not really. If Ben would have eventually got Jeremy out. Yeah, Ben would have eventually got Jeremy out for sure.
Yeah, she can't push. So either she go home or Jeremy go home. I think that's the scenario because Ben's not changing, right? So Charlone's safe regardless. So she's basically deciding she's staying or Jeremy's staying.
Yeah.
So I think also Ben, credits for Ben for utilizing Alex's lack of knowledge. I think he talked to Charlene and is like, hey, this is gonna what happen. As long we both stay together, doesn't really matter what they do, one of them's going home. So it's really interesting that he uses that kind of the Alex knowledge to do a number on them, I guess.
Yeah. Ben winning immunity this round is like crucial to his and Charlene's game for sure. What do you think about Jeremy staying in? Like, do you think it's like clearly they couldn't push Alex to say no to Jeremy, obviously, and like let Jeremy go? But do you think he's going to be hard to get out now? Because he's a challenge threat for sure.
Well, once Keegan's gone, I think he's the next one. Him on Brad will be the clear next big target. So I don't know how long he's going to be in the game still. But I think his days are numbers. Oh, I don't know because his name's been throwing up so many times since pre-merge. So I will be a little bit surprised to make to final 3. But he's been playing really well for keeping his flame alive in the game for so long. So hopefully he can manage to get to final 5. Thank you.
Yeah. So I guess we should talk about our kill, marry, and kiss this round. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you?
Who do you want to kill? I kiss. Let's kiss first. Let's start with positive. Ben.
Yeah.
So I said I'll give my kiss to Ben earlier. So he did a phenomenal job. He won the challenge right in the right time, in the right combination, and you utilize the knowledge that he got from other people So great move, and Charlene stayed. Happy ending.
Yeah, I'll kiss Charlene, just for building that trust and that relationship back with Alex, even though Alex voted for her. Yeah, I just it was so refreshing. Like, I've not seen like Survivor, like fan made games of Survivor actually have like that type of emotion.
Mhm.
It's so weird, but I was like living.
Okay,
So
you're
loved it.
cute. You're cute.
Can I say Ashley?
Okay.
Only for the clue. Only for the clue.
Okay. Yeah.
Only for the clue. That's the only reason. I think this round she played great, but she just gave the clue to everyone. It's like an open idol now. Anybody can find it. Like, I know it was in a really weird, really weird spot. Yeah.
For kill, I don't have anyone in mind that one. Maybe Alex, because I feel like she quit. Like, essentially, I feel like she quit. So
I can't get it over. Like, I just can't kill her for that reason. Like, I would usually kill a quitter, like, straight away, but it just felt different than quitting.
so I feel like it's.
It felt like yeah.
I like
Yeah.
emotion, but I feel like it's a cop out because she's not making any choices at the end. I mean, she did make the choice of leaving the game, but I feel like it's not for. I think it's not the nature of the game. You know, like the nature of the game is being voted out, or it's not by choosing or like you vote like take anyone out but you. But I think that's not the nature of the game that take yourself out because you can't make a decision. Yeah, that's I'm saying.
Yeah. My Mary will actually go to Ben. For defeating the challenge beast. For forcing essentially Alex to choose between herself and Jeremy. For having like a ridiculously insane connection with Charlene and moving forward with that into the final 6 is going to be really strong. Yeah.
My Mary will be Ash. Like you said before. Although she did leak the clue out. I think, but she has a really good projection in the final 6. I think she might make final 3. Hopefully, but she's not in my top 3. She's in my top. I think she's in my top 4. Hopefully, she will make the top 3. And
I can't see her not making it from this point though. She's in a majority alliance. She's working with Brad. She's tight with Brad. She's tight with Charlene and Ben. Like, I can't see her not making it to the end.
Yeah, I think
I can't.
Yeah.
They talk about in the next episode though. They talk about the next episode. There's a rival thing between her and Hoppo, like from back in the day. So is that going to be the demise? I don't know.
It will be so sad that will be the main focus because she's playing so well, and then because of I mean, she did repeatedly a couple months ago. Yeah. So and
she's made connections with everyone.
Yeah, but she has more sort of pull on other people. Ben, Charlene, Jeremy, and Brad. Whilst Hoppo doesn't have that many sort of connection, even with the Blue, especially because the OG Blue, because the people he ended up with. He
did vote with them. He did vote with them on that dumb vote, like in the revote. So maybe he does have some type of like connection there with that. Plus, he also saved Brad in that last vote. They could have voted out Brad with Keegan.
I think it's because the Dom connection with the Blue, but not necessarily like working with them Blue, because Ash did actively work with them. But I think Brendan is more like a sort of by proxy with the OG Blue. So I'm not sure whether the bond is right there. It will be interesting to see. I think probably Hoppo or Ash going next. I think that is that's the preview telling us. I hope not. Both of them should just vote out.
I can't see Jeremy making it through. I think Jeremy's the next boot for sure. And that's where I think Brad will be in the numbers and will be able to sway either side. That'll be my guess.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting
right.
to watch next episode. Thank you everyone for the 2 hours. It's a very emotional night. We have Dom. I think that's probably one of the most interesting exit interview I've ever done so far. There's a lot of
Yeah.
emotion in that. And I promise drama. I promise nipples. And
Dom brought it for us.
We delivered. And
I hope Dom and Brendan can mend their friendship.
I feel like it's up to them. I don't feel like they need to. If it's
Yeah. I hope they can mend their friendship, and I hope that they can put game behind them.
Whatever, Dom, whatever you do, we support you. Whatever you want to do, Hopper, we support you. Anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will see you next week. I'm wearing this Survivor Canberra buff. It's $25. As you can see, matching my orange.
Get on Indiegogo. I'm pretty sure it's Indiegogo. I could be wrong.
Yes, on Indiegogo. It's on the website, Facebook page. $25. Looks good on you. They have orange, purple, and what color? What's the other color? Green. Yeah. Love it. Would love for green.
Yep.
So yeah, and that's it. Final six. We'll talk to the next bird. And Isaac, I think is what you alluded.
Yeah. So hopefully Isaac. Hopefully we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we'll talk to the next next week. I'm assuming everyone in the top 6 will want to talk to us.
And Karlene, we're gonna have Karlene.
And Karlene will work out a separate thing for Karlene. We'll put the video up on the Canberra page so people can do it. If you have any questions for Karlene, let me know.
Yeah.
And
all right. Good night, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.